Hi, everyone. I am so excited to have Blair Nelson from Fab Fertility on right now. You guys are going to love her. If you're not following her already, you really should. She started Fertility Rally, and she's going to tell us all about Fertility Rally, the support groups, the membership services, the Friday. I'll let her tell you guys what she does on Fridays, what she does on Wednesdays. So I'm really excited to bring her on to share her perspective. She's going to tell us about her fertility journey as well. And I think you guys will love her. So if you're not following her already, you can follow her at Fab Fertility on Instagram. She's going to join us here in a second. We talked all about her fertility journey. She introduced us to Aimee Prado just a second ago. I got to meet her. I got to talk to them over the phone, and I was like, you guys have to come on Instagram Live with me. So she's going to join me right now, and we'll talk more about Fab Fertility and more. And she's going to share some of her tips of coping with the stress of fertility. Hi, Blair.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So tell us about Fab Fertility. Tell us about Fertility Rally. I just want people to know more about what you and Allie do and how they can get support from you guys.
Absolutely. Well, hey, everybody that's listening. Hope you're having a good Sunday and you had a good weekend. So, I have my own personal Instagram account, Fab Fertility, and it's also a podcast and it's also a blog that I started after I experienced a miscarriage after my second embryo transfer. So my husband and I have been doing IVF since spring of 2018, and we just did our fifth egg retrieval in May in the middle of COVID and all the craziness, and we're getting ready to do a frozen embryo transfer. It has been a long journey, but it has afforded me so much opportunity in this community. Like my growing my brand, my podcast has just been awesome. And then I, through the podcasting world, met the co-founder of Fertility Rally, Aimee Prado, who Dr. Aimee just mentioned. And we founded Fertility Rally in fall of 2019. And it, with the idea that it was going to be an annual, huge, like just party, getting together, creating a space and opportunity for all of us that meet on Instagram through this infertility community to come together finally in real life, put faces with names, celebrate our strength, and also learn from experts in the field and other warriors that are willing to talk about specific topics such as adoption, surrogacy. Like we're going to hit on all of the different things, all the paths to parenthood. So, we planned for it to be October 23rd through 25th in Brooklyn, New York. Things are probably going to be changing because of COVID. So we're looking into virtual platforms and stuff. So stay tuned. But then we decided, why do we just want to do this once a year? Why don't we do this all the time? So we launched a membership platform June 1st. And the membership platform is incredible. Well, first I should say we have a public site. So we have a sampling of everything that you could possibly want and need on the membership site. We have a sampling of it on our public site. So it's fertilityrally.com. If you want to be a member, it is, we do monthly and yearly subscriptions. So you can pick whichever makes the most financial sense for you. But once you're a member, you have access to a lot. We have a community piece where all of our members can join groups, create groups. We have a rally feed, almost like a Facebook feed, where you can just put anything and everything, like, hey, I got these test results today, I'm feeling crappy, like I need some words of encouragement, or something super specific, like, I'm looking for a box of Menopur, does anybody have any extra, whatever it is. It's is all captured in the rally feed. And then we have virtual events, a lot of them. We have a weekly support group every Wednesday night where we bring life coaches, doulas, therapists, all sorts of people on to facilitate a support group with Allie and myself. So those are every Wednesday night. And then we also have 2 to 3 other monthly virtual events, just depending on what that month looks like. For example, this Wednesday, we have a Funding Your Fertility Without Going Broke with the fertility finance coach, Devin Baeza, who we love. And that's free to our members, but also we're offering that for $4.99 to anybody else that wants to join. So you can get tickets for that at the links in our bio at Fertility Rally. And then we have a ton of other stuff too. We have blog posts. We have these fun 10-minute interviews. We have bonus podcast episodes where Ali and I co-host podcasts and bring some fun people on. We have a discounts page where we partner with brands like Uva and Belly and My Vitro, and I'm sure people watching know all these brands, to provide discounts to our members. So I know I'm not touching on everything. I always forget when I have to list it all, but it's
Fridays.
so much fun.
I love what you do on Fridays. Tell me about Fridays.
Oh, okay. So on Fridays, the Fab Fertility podcast episode. So I release 2 Fab Fertility episodes a week. One is a more serious interview with a fellow infertility warrior or a doctor or an acupuncturist or a sex coach or something like that. But then on Fridays, I bring a co-host on. Her handle is Rockabye Maybe. And she came up with a hashtag, oh gosh, it's got to be years ago, called Fertility Fuck It Friday. And so that's what I call my Friday episodes. And it's just me and her hopping on the phone to talk about all the ridiculousness that is our fertility journeys. Mm-hmm. And then just anything ridiculous about, infertility. It's a space where we get really real, but we laugh a lot and make fun of ourselves. And it's a lot of fun. And we encourage everybody that listens to those episodes, if you listen on Friday, we encourage people to use the hashtag doing something that, like let's say you've been super duper good with your diet. And because you have something coming up and it's like, Fertility Fuck It Friday, go get a milkshake. It's just one day. Right. Or go do something that you would have done before infertility started defining your life. And so it's just a reminder to everyone in the community to do something fun for themselves.
I love it. Totally love it. And you brought up a little bit about your journey when I first brought you on, and you mentioned that you've done 5 IVF cycles.
Yes.
5 egg retrievals, not just transfers, not just like 1 egg retrieval and 4 transfers. You've actually gone under and had someone put a needle in your ovary 5 different times.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's crazy. It is.
So tell us a little bit more about your diagnosis, what you've learned along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So my diagnosis is my husband has a balanced translocation. And for those that aren't familiar, a very simple explanation is that we have a set of 26 sets of chromosomes, and 2 of his are completely perfectly flip-flopped. So like when he was conceived, it just happened. Don't even know how it happens. It's crazy. But what that means for fertility for a lot of people is when you're trying to conceive, a lot of times that flip-flop doesn't happen perfectly. And you end up having missing pieces or extra pieces. So IVF really is the quickest way to parenthood. Otherwise, many people experience repeat miscarriages. And so we were actually really lucky that we found out early on in our TTC journey that we were dealing with that. So we went from trying naturally to getting 1 diagnostic test to straight to IVF. So we bypassed so much of the IUIs, the medicated cycles, all of that. But yeah, we had our first IVF cycle, our retrieval was like a Cinderella cycle, I like to say. Mm-hmm. We got 34 eggs, we made 17 blasts, 4 came back genetically normal. And for whatever reason, we just could not get any of those to stick. 3 of them just didn't work. And I've had it all. I've done the hysteroscopies, I've done laparoscopies, I've done ERAs, I've done all the things. But yeah, we just could not. We had 1 miscarriage at 7.5 weeks, which was obviously heartbreaking, and was the whole reason I started Fab Fertility, was to find community and support. And also I found sharing my story is so healing. Mm-hmm. And helpful at the same time for others. So it's like a win-win for me. But yeah, and then after our first cycle and we had exhausted all our embryos, it was a huge blow. And we had 3 back-to-back, not back-to-back months, but we did 3 cycles in a row where we got embryos every time, but not near as many as the first time. And all of them came back either with an unbalanced translocation or something else random was wrong. 3 in a row. It was terrible. We were ready to do a Hail Mary and go to out of state and do a cycle, and then COVID happened. And we were like, well, we don't really have a choice. So we did a 5th cycle here in Austin, Texas, where I am, and got, I don't want to say lucky or what, I don't know what, but we have 3 genetically normal embryos waiting for us. So getting ready for a transfer in the next few weeks.
Well, that's very exciting. I'm sure you have a lot of people rallying, no pun intended,
Yes.
around you right now.
Yes, it's so amazing.
And I have a feeling I know what kind of advice you'd give someone who's starting their journey, but what are some tips that you have for people who are just starting their fertility journey right now?
So other than the obvious, which is definitely find your support system and find an outlet to share your story. You don't have to blast it from the rooftops like I do, but I think finding a safe place to share is so important. The other piece of advice that it's taken me a really long time to learn is focus on what you can control and surrender where you can't. Like, so many of my cycles, I was just a basket case waiting on retrieval results, waiting on genetic testing results, all the stuff you can't control. Like, that stress does not do anything for you. What you can control is living a healthy lifestyle. What you can control is, taking care of yourself and your partner and working on your marriage through all of this. It's very hard finding support in that realm. I mean, so and I'm not going to say I don't stress out about stuff, but not like I used to. I used to just be a ball of anxiety all the time, and now it's just kind of like, all right, my embryos are off being tested, and whatever will be, will be.
And then, like, literally, how do you surrender the control? Because that's torture. I mean, from the egg retrieval to when you find out, it's a couple weeks, and it's like, how do you surrender? Like, what literally do you do each and every day to find joy and let it go?
So definitely staying distracted. I love projects. We have during IVF, we have redone both of our bathrooms. We have built a chicken coop and got 10 chickens. We have done a raised vegetable garden. Like, we have done so many things, like just creating like activities for yourself, but also I exercise every day. I love cooking. I've really enjoyed finding new healthy recipes. I do some restorative yoga. That's one of the new things that I've been doing that I really enjoy. And then I go to sleep to a meditation every single night, just to clear the crap out and just, be able to get a good night's rest. Because I would be going to sleep I would dream about embryos and test results. And, I've had so many IVF nightmares. I'm sure people watching can empathize and relate to that. But yeah, those are the things that have helped me, is just staying distracted, staying fit, healthy. Yeah.
Staying fabulous.
Trying. What I always say, I always sign off my podcast episodes with, just because fertility is hard doesn't mean it can't be fabulous. And that can mean so many things to so many different people, but I try to live by that.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing so much. Can you tell people who are listening right now, again, where they can find you? Tell us about Fertility Rally, your membership, so they can sign on to.
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to learn more about Fertility Rally and become a member, or even just look at what we have on our public site, you can go to fertilityrally.com or go to Fertility Rally on Instagram. We're super active on our Instagram, and also our website has a lot to offer. And then if you want to follow me, I'm at Fab Fertility. Also, my podcast is Fab Fertility on any platform that you listen. And I've been somewhat neglectful of my website, my personal website, fabfertility.com, because I'm so busy with Fertility Rally. But you can go there too, and I have a lot of blog posts and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Blair, for everything you do. I really appreciate it. And you just make being a fertility patient, not that it's ever fun. I joke and say IVF stands for is very fun, but it really should be is very effed up. I know that. Because sometimes it's fun, it works the first time, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you have to find some strength throughout this process, and it sounds like you have. Well, so thank you for being an inspiration and for everything that you're doing.
Yes, thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Thanks again. I'll see you soon. Have a great Sunday. Bye, Blair.